What's up, guys? It's D bringing guys another video. In today's video will be the first episode of a thing I plan on doing. Since I always get stuck in traffic on the way home, why not make a video for you guys? So in today's video, we'll be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before I started my F90 engine rebuild. For you guys who don't know, I do have a fully built F90 M5 that's turbos, engine, transmission. Yeah, so we got a beast of animal. I need to really get videos out for you guys so you can see the full potential of this F90. But in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things I wish I knew before starting my engine rebuild. So starting with number 1, the variety of parts available for the S63 TU motor. So if you've been on Instagram, TikTok, freaking YouTube, pretty much any form of social media, you know that there's an abundance of parts available for the M3s and M4s, the S58 motors. The things that people forget is that there's a big brother to all that, the big boy S63 TU motor. There is not a lot of I would say a lot of people pushing the car. There's becoming more and more people who are actually building them and actually racing them, and they are actually getting pretty fast. I cannot wait for race season so I can show you what this car can really do. But when I decided to do my engine rebuild, I didn't know any of this. I just started doing research. Worked with the shop that did the build on my goals for the build, and it changed throughout the build, which is why the build took so long. But that's besides the point. So things you do need to keep an eye on are there's going to be tons of different turbos. Some people will say some are good, some will say bad. You got a couple companies like you got Pure, you got Vargas, you got Miami Engines who just built a custom turbo kit for the F90s. Anyways, you have different types of turbos. You have different sets of rods. You have to get the correct rod for the amount of power that you're pushing. So if you have seen any of my previous videos, I went through 3 different sets of rods. Like, I didn't use them, but my initial set of rods, my tuner started having them bend at a lower power number than I wanted to make on the car. The second set, we had crap tons of issues with them. Couldn't get them balanced properly. And then the third one, it took like a week. So it took a week for them to get balanced properly and all that good stuff. So if I would have went with those at the beginning, would not have had any issues that I did. If you guys want to know, you can go check the other videos, which rods I ended up using. But I will have a full build update, build list, every part on the car, because, you know, in the racing game, it's not about you knowing what I have. It's about you being able to beat me. Just saying. But then you got your different sets of pistons if you want to use. Everything you want to basically have it molded together so that it is one big beautiful piece of machinery. If you have a lot of parts, so say you bought rods that are only good for 1,000, you have turbos that are good for 1,500, and you have pistons that are no good for past 700 horsepower. The limiting factor of your car will be your pistons, and you won't make more than 700 horsepower. So you basically wasted money on other parts. So the parts in my car, I want to say my rods are good for 1,800. The turbos are good for like 12-ish. Well, actually, no, it's more like 1,100-ish. And then the pistons are good for 2K. So we are well within the range of all that. So the car does have some room to gain. I did have headroom in the build because I did not want to be sitting at the max of it. But yeah, that's the number 1 thing that we're going to talk about. Well, number 1 on my list, which is the variety of parts for the S63 TU motor. Going on to number 2, the price of actually building the engine. So when you are actually building the engine, you have a couple companies, I would say Pure and Miami Engines, which are the 2 main ones that are building S63 TU motors. I went a different route. I had my own personal shop that did all my work before we ended up doing it. So we had to price out everything ourselves, get the machining done, all that good stuff. And those parts do end up adding up a lot more than I thought, but you know, it was well worth it. So like if you go with Miami Engines, I want to say you can get a fairly high horsepower build for between 15 to 20K. That's not including the turbos or any of that. Same thing with Pure. But I really wanted to have a sort of hands-on experience with it so that I could actually see the parts being built taken apart and put back together, which is exactly what happened with the shop that built mine, MSR. For you guys don't know, if you want a fast BMW, bring your car here. We will be showing you what MSR can really do. But yeah, the pricing of the build, it can get out of hand really fast if you're changing a lot of things. I did a breakdown of my build, and I spent around what I would have spent if I took it to Miami Engines or Pure. It just took a little longer there. I think they get them out within a month of a build, but that's a shop that predominantly builds engines. This one leads me into number 3, the different engine builders. So there is a lot of people who, quote unquote, say they can build a motor. It's a lot more than just adding parts together, you know, disassembling them and adding them together. Had to do a little pull, you know. Anyways, there's a lot of different people who say they can build an engine, but it's a lot more than just taking the engine apart and putting it back together. There's a lot of different tolerances. There's a lot of math that is included in the engine build. So the person who built my engine, he is a BMW master tech, and he builds engine for BMW, one of the local dealerships in my area. So the shop owner got him on board to be the one who takes apart the engine and rebuilds it. So I have a professional engine builder, technically, who built my engine. He builds them for the Hendrick dealerships here, so he knew what he was doing. And like I said before, you do have Miami Engines and you have Pure. Those are the two big ones that build S63TU motors. You can look up and do your research on those. I'm not going to do any down talking or upselling on them because there's horror stories and there's great stories. But you will be able to find all that online. Leading into number 4, I have already talked about it. Make sure you are buying parts that work within your power goals. If you want to make 1,500 horsepower, do not buy parts that only make 1,000. You will be wasted your money. You will have a 1,000 horsepower built engine that can't make 1,500, but that's what you want it to make. So when I set out the goal to get my car built, my goal was 1,000 horsepower. Now, I wanted 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 torque. That is what I wanted. My build is overbuilt for more than that. Because I know me, if I get beat, I'm going to want to spruce up something, you know? Throw a little more E in the mix. Get what I'm saying? So you don't want to have to go back in your engine and rebuild stuff just because you put parts that were not at the power level requirements that you needed for your car. It takes a lot of research, a lot of research. I can't count how many forums pages I've been on, looking at other people's builds, asking people their suggestions, but ultimately I went with what the tuner and what the shop owner suggested for the build. And I've had it back for about 2 months now. I think it's been about 2 months. And I can say I'm quite pleased. I haven't even gotten to do my E-tune yet, but it's ready to be flashed. There's one small hiccup that we do need to fix on it, but it's not nothing detrimental on the inside of the engine or any of that. It's just a little hose that we need to adjust. But I haven't really been beating on the car. I haven't even took it to the track yet. The weather is getting a lot cooler. It's turbo weather. Let me see if I can get y'all pull real quick. I don't think there'll be much cars. Give y'all a little pull. Oh man. Transmission jerked. I don't know what that was about. But we're good. Anyways, gave y'all a little pull. Now I'm back running in traffic. Woo! It felt good to do that pull though. Now, when I say that the car drives pretty much the same, I can just tell that the power is more there. Currently, I'm on my custom stage 2 93 tune for the built turbo. I mean, not the built turbo. The upgraded turbos and the built motor and built trans. So we were making around 850-ish, I would say. I haven't gotten it on the dyno. I do need to get it on the dyno for you guys so I can give y'all my dyno sheet. And then my 1,000 horsepower will come in when I start running E. Daily in a 1,000 horsepower car is a bit insane. gas mileage, I could say, would be atrocious. Don't even want to think about it. That would be, yeah, don't want to think about that. That'd be, yeah, nah. But yeah, that's number 4. And then the biggest and most brain-numbing thing that I did not think about when I decided to have my engine rebuilt is being without your car for an extended period of time. When you are used to driving your car every single day, and then you go in your garage and your car's not there, it's not there. You just be like, bro, it'd be sad. It'd be sad. I ain't gonna lie. Be making you sad. It'd be wanting to cry. But then you just have to remind yourself that it's for a good cause. The car is gonna come back stronger. The car is gonna come back faster. The car is gonna come back louder. And then you get all excited. Yeah. So luckily, like I said, since I wanted a on-hands approach with the car, build and everything, the shop owner was very nice. Anytime I wanted to go see my car, I just call him, hit him up, and he would open up the garage for me so I can go see it. Yeah, and if the car was down in Texas or in Florida with Miami engines up here, wouldn't have been able to do that. Bro, why you look like you sleep over there? God dang, this traffic is killing me. I also got a little Chipotle, Chipotle. Why in the world did I say Chipotle like that? I don't know. But yeah, so that is basically 5 things I wish I knew before starting my engine rebuild. Number 1 was the variety of parts available for the S63TU motor, the price of actually building the engine, different engine builders, different power level requirements, and how it feels to be without your car for an extended amount of time. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment down below, as well as a like and subscribe for more content like this. I am going to try to start pumping these videos out for you guys so you can see the amazing car and I can share all my great experiences with it. Yeah. It's been D. I'll see you guys in the next video.